Hello and welcome to Financial Accounting. My name is Dr. Melarani. I'm the instructor for this course. So many of you are probably wondering, what is financial accounting and why am I taking this class? And so I think those are questions that we should start with. So at the core, what financial accounting is a method to create financial records so we know the financial results of organizations. And those organizations range from for-profit companies, manufacturing companies, service companies, merchandising companies, to nonprofit companies, including institutions of higher education, healthcare institutions, social service agencies, and others. Every organization needs to know how they're doing financially. And all organizations, even the so-called nonprofits, need to make money to stay in business. So what financial accounting does is to help us to structure the results of activities into an understandable format. And the format that we're going to talk about really boils down to three areas: income statements, balance sheets, and statements of cash flow. And some of you probably have heard of them. Some of you may even know about them. But my guess is most of you don't, and that's totally fine, because what this course is a basic introduction, so that and the goal of this course is that you leave knowing how to find, how to understand, how to read, and at a very basic level, not an in-depth level, how to analyze basic financial statements. And so by the end of this 14-week journey, each of you will be able to understand financial statements at a high level. And that's going to be important for everybody who wants to play a key role in any organization, including nonprofit organizations. So let's begin the journey. And I'm going to start by going through how the course is set up and structured. So in the course introduction section, you're going to find the syllabus. Okay, so I'd like you to open that up and read it. I'm going to go through some of the highlights in a few minutes. Every week, I try to set things up in a consistent manner. Not always exactly the same, but you should every week find the learning objectives for the week, what the student deliverables are, and then you're going to find my perspective on the topic of the week. There'll be a discussion board, or two in the case of week one, but most weeks there'll be one discussion board, and there'll be a graded assignment each week. Okay, so that's going to be the basic approach, week in and week out. And we'll go through various topics. So now what I'm going to do is open up the syllabus, and I'm going to show you what we're going to cover this week. So the syllabus starts with my the course name, and very important is my contact information. So my main goal in each of the courses I teach is to help you with your learning journey. So I'm here to support each of you to as you go through the materials. Now, you can reach out to me at any time during the semester. My office is in the White Building. I'm at White 322. These are my office hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 to 1. But for many of you, and particularly those of you taking an online class, that may not work for you. So what you should do is, if you have a question, you can email me your question, and I'll try to respond by email. Or email me a request to meet on Zoom, and I'll set up a Zoom meeting so that we can meet at a mutually convenient time. Okay, so don't ever hesitate to reach out to me if you have a question, a problem, a suggestion. Okay, I'm not going to read through the syllabus. You should do that on your own. The textbook, here's the good news. You don't have to buy the textbook. I've found a PDF version, and I'll show you where it is on the Blackboard. Okay, so you can refer back to that. You don't have to make the purchase. learning objectives. So I'm sure you're interested in the grading process. So discussion board, every week there'll be a discussion board question that's worth 15% of your total grade. There are weekly graded assignments. You can do those multiple times, so you should get all the points here. There'll be a midterm exam. There'll be a team project, and then an individual project. So the team project is done during the first part of the semester, and then a very similar project is assigned for the second half, except you do it on your own. And what happens in the projects, and I'll go through this in much more detail later, is that your team will be assigned a publicly traded company, and you'll be asked to find the income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flows, to post them, and to make some basic, provide some basic insight as to what they're telling us. So we'll go through all of this step by step. I think you'll find it very straightforward, and easy to understand if you follow along week by week. Okay, so accounting is not that difficult to understand, particularly at this level, because I'm teaching this from the perspective of what you need to know to be effective in an organization. I'm not teaching accounting is what you need to know to be an accountant. Okay, that's a different type of approach to accounting. That's talking about debits and credits and journal entries and trial balances and adjusting entries. We're not going to cover any of that in this course. What we're going to cover, we're going to focus on is what is the role of accounting? What are financial statements? How do I find a financial statement? How do I read it? How do I understand it? And then how do I communicate that to others? And you're going to find that this is going to be a necessary thing for any key contributor and senior manager in any organization. So let's look at the weekly. So week one, I'd like you to read chapter 1. And again, all the chapter readings are posted, so you don't have, they're available, you don't have to buy them. There's a course overview, and then we're going to talk about how organizations are structured, different types of organizations, what accounting is and its role, and how accounting helps us to evaluate organizations. So in week 1, you'll have a graded assignment, and you'll have a discussion board post. And then in week 2, we'll get into some of the big pictures of financial accounting. So we're kind of laying the foundation for the next assignment, which is, so in week 3, you'll be assigned to a group. I'll show you how to find, read, and understand an income statement, which is one of the 3 financial statements we're going to do. And then you'll have a chance to post that. And if your team gets stuck, or you get stuck personally, that's what I'm here for, is to help you. And then we'll go on to the balance sheet, and we'll go into the statement of financial of cash flows. And then we'll look at some other things related to the financials, things like the management discussion analysis and the CPA opinion, but we'll worry about that later. About halfway through the course, we'll take a break, and we'll have a midterm. And the midterm will basically test us on what you've learned during the first 6 weeks. And the second half of the course, you're going to be given a company to work on your own. And will be asked to find the same thing you do with the team, except now you have to figure it out on your own. Again, I'm here to help you. And as we do that, we'll also talk about some other things related to financial accounting. So that's the basic approach. Every week is essentially, I try to make it a very consistent week-to-week thing, where I tell you the objectives, we go through, I tell you what the deliverables are, I give you my perspective, I ask you to participate in the discussion board, I ask you to do a graded assignments. Graded assignments can be done multiple times, so you can get whatever grade you want. And most students opt to get the full credit for that, and that's what I'm hoping you'll do as well. So in one of the folders here, you'll see textbooks and related. So if you click on that, you'll see that the textbook is in a PDF format is there. So when I ask you to read chapter 1, you can open up here, go to this area here, and then just scroll down to chapter 1. And So there's no need to buy any materials for this course. Okay, so that's the basic approach. And as I said, I'm here to support your learning journey. So please reach out to me with your questions. And if you want to meet in person on campus, if you want to meet on Zoom, happy to do that. So I look forward to working with you all semester. And thank you.